Is being a night owl awful and an early riser awesome? Can your sleep pattern determine your success and growth in life? Without any contradiction, all of us can agree that sleep is one of the most important aspects of our life, health, and longevity. But the conflict arises when there is a debate about when to sleep and when to wake up. It is ironical that a lot of self-help gurus and fitness-centric people with modern awareness and attention on health prescribe so much about sleep. The phrase early to bed, early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise is circling around us with never before intensity. Early risers are considered health conscious, disciplined, organized, committed, active, growth oriented, successful people, and a million other positive words you can think of. Unfortunately, on the other hand, our society has painted a bad picture on night owls and is not as proud of them as the early risers. People who stay up late in the night and wake up few hours later the sunrise are considered lethargic. Conventionally, we believe that night owls are sleep deprived, depressed, prone to sickness, lazy, irresponsible, disorganized, and pleasure-seeking people. Well, this video is a research material busting you with information that can help you discover the truth for yourself. And then you can be an early riser or a night owl by your choice and not by what is prescribed to you by principle. So, let's dig in. Fact number 1. It is your DNA that's responsible of being a night owl or an early riser. This is a truth which most people don't try to understand. When someone in your circle finds themselves active in the late evenings instead of losing their battery charge and can focus on work, study, and do a lot more in the night, and love to wake up a little after sunrise, we quickly give them names without realizing it's a possible outcome of their genetics. So, is it okay to be a night owl? Well, it depends on your circadian rhythm. Circadian rhythm is your body's internal clock and it varies from person to person. It is this rhythm that determines whether you're happy staying up late or getting up early. Yeah, you heard that right. It is unique for each one of us. That's why there are few people who bounce out of their bed at 5 a.m. for fresh start, and there are others who hit snooze button and remain under sheets until they get out of their bed. We all are at the mercy of our circadian rhythms, and unless we understand our body clock well and support it naturally, we are inviting despair to our life. Say suppose your body's internal clock is set to sleep at 1 a.m. in the night and lets you naturally wake up around 9 a.m. in the morning. Then you're getting enough deep sleep and rapid eye movement sleep that is needed to keep you healthy. So the point is, as long as you can support your internal body clock and give it enough time to rest and reset, it's okay being an early riser or a night owl. Fact number 2. Artificial termination of sleep on a regular basis can cause sickness. If you want to know whether you have a healthy sleeping pattern, then simply ask yourself this question. On a normal day, if you set your alarm clock say at 6 a.m. in the morning and the alarm did not ring, then would you wake up naturally by yourself on that time? If you will, then you're not risking your health. But if you will not, then you must know that you have been terminating your sleep artificially on a regular basis, which is a red sign for your health. A lot of people pressurize themselves thinking that they have to be an early riser to succeed and grow. They believe that in order to stay healthy, they need to go for a morning walk or gym in the morning to keep themselves fit. As long as you work out, any time is fine on a given day. On top of this, a lot of self-help books and gurus literally push this idea down our throat and make us believe that if we want a growth-oriented, successful life, then it's better to rise up early and push ourselves out of bed, come what may, and it's high time we realize that it is not for everyone. Unless there is a natural rhythm in your body that lets you enjoy this routine, they are not great strategies for being healthy or successful. Rather, it takes toll on your health. Pay attention to your bodily cues and understand what works for you instead of blindly following the supposedly best option thrown at you. Fact number 3. Pulling an all-nighter is not supportive to your physical and emotional stability. While being a night owl lets you stay focused on your work, keeps you creative, and brings more consciousness to your whole being, essentially, pulling an all-nighter regularly can invite some serious stability issues with regards to your mind and body. Matthew Walker, a scientist and professor of neuroscience and psychology at the University of Berkeley, California, has done extensive study and research on the subject of sleep, and he says that you need to definitely have some deep sleep moments in the night, otherwise the amygdala, a deep structure in the brain responsible for letting your strong emotional reactions goes out of control and makes you extremely unstable and reactive, and also can cause a trigger in various medical conditions like dementia, Alzheimer's, etc. The point is, you need to sleep when it is dark at least for few hours to ensure you get your deep sleep to stay put healthy, and essentially does not mean that you need to hit the bed as early as 9 or 10 p.m. and wake up at 5 a.m. So, if you're not a member of a 5 a.m. club, that's absolutely fine, but do not become a member of sleep deprived club. Listen to your body before listening to anyone else and treat it with utmost care to ensure your well-being. Fact number 4. Being a night owl and struggling with insomnia are two different things. A little late night person can definitely have a very healthy body and mind if they respect their circadian rhythm and rest enough till they naturally wake up. But if you cannot sleep at all or having difficulty in sleeping, that is altogether a very different issue, and you might need medical help to take care of yourself. It is important to know both are very different worlds. So the ideal insight that's required for all of us is that we all need enough deep sleep and REM sleep so that we can rest well and have a healthy lifestyle. And finally, before I conclude this video, I would love to emphasize that all early risers are not exactly successful and all night owls are not exactly lethargic. These are total myths, and the fact is you are what you are and you need what you need. So instead of letting someone else dictate your lifestyle, better take ownership of it and decide what works for you and follow it with lots of confidence and zero guilt. Never let this thought drive your life, that if you wake up early, you will succeed. There is no guarantee or proof for that. If you work enough, either early in the morning or late in the night, then you have enough chance on success or growth, not the time you're out of your bed. If being an early riser worked for you, that is great. Being a night owl can also work out for a lot more people. Yours sincerely, a night owl.